Alright, so obviously the first thing I gotta do is address why is this video called the Pedestrian Review with the side of petty? Well, as some of y'all may have heard, Microsoft announced that they were planning on buying Blizzard.
Money, money, money.
Now, let's get the important stuff out of the way. Blizzard can go to hell.
You messed up, dude. Go home. Nobody wants you.
How do you allow your higher ups to harass your employees for so long and then have the audacity to say, wow, I had no idea? Bobby Kotick, you're an absolute monster. Second, when Microsoft announced that they were planning on buying said monstrous company, my cousin said something that really stuck with me. Maybe Game Pass will actually be worth it now. Now, I'm the first to call out bad companies for BS. Again, Blizzard, what the actual fuck? But I gotta say, one monthly subscription of $25 does get you quite a bit of games. I've played Yakuza, Dead by Daylight, a bit of Halo, and I gotta admit, Game Pass is amazing. And since Game Pass has so many great games at the ready, I thought one of the best things I could do was play a game from a cool small company with good values like Skookum. It's a great opportunity for me to put some good in the world and praise a company that clearly sees video games as the perfect mixture of art and entertainment, while also making petty remarks at my cousin, Blizzard, and basically anything else I feel like being passive aggressive towards. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel, and today Oscar does the Pedestrian review with the side of petty. Let's go. Pedestrian is, in every sense of the word, an experience. So many games nowadays are clearly made with the intent of setting up a franchise or using loot boxes to trick kids into letting the companies have access to their parents' life savings. FIFA! The Pedestrian exists solely because Skookum had an idea and they wanted to see it through to the end. It is exactly what it looks like. You are the little stick figure in the signs and your only goal is to keep going forward. But Pedestrian is able to execute this idea so well that the player can see every little bit of beauty in its simplicity. From the very beginning, there's no tutorial or narration. There's just a small dot chilling. This scene happens right after the mandatory logos that appear at the beginning of every game, so I thought this was low-key another one of those. You know, the type of logos that are so overly animated that they look like the start of an actual movie instead of just being a logo. Family Guy did a really good joke about this.
I can never figure out when the hell the studio logos end and the actual movie begins. Here we go. Movie! Well, now that seems intentionally misleading.
It's such an abstract opening that I really had no idea where the game was going. It's a kind of confusion that I really liked. It made me want to learn more about the game and I was eager to start playing. So once I realized that this wasn't logo and that little dot was me, I did what all gamers do. I went left. Because in platformers, going right is obviously where the developers want you to go. But us gamers are so conditioned to look for secrets that we can't help but go left to see if they hid something back there. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days a game made left the right way to go, made you fall off a small hill so that you couldn't go back, and hit a secret on the right side. Probably give you a little achievement too, like pull the sneaky on you where the requirement is going left without picking up the collectible on the right. I don't know, just something I thought was funny. So you go right, you pick what gender you want to play as, and the game begins. And ladies and gentlemen, wow. From the moment you pick your character, Pedestrian instantly feels like a major animation movie. There is never a menu or anything to interrupt the flow of the game. The game tells you how to play by having little televisions on the side showing you what to press and how the world works, making sure that you are always in complete control and that there is nothing getting in the way of your train of thought. And ladies and gentlemen, the world is, say it with me Keanu Reeves, breathtaking. It's hard for me to form the words behind what makes the world so great. I mean, just look at this combination of visuals and music. Okay, that's enough music before I get my video unjustly taken down by copyright holders with ill intentions. The game is a little more than a get from A to B puzzle, but just the little transitions in between the puzzles and the way the game is so beautifully made to illustrate the changes in environment is nothing short of amazing. The puzzles in the Pedestrian are really simple. You start on a sign, and the main goal of each puzzle is to figure out the proper steps to get to the end. There are little rules that may occasionally frustrate you, like you can't switch the order of the signs once it's been used. Oopsies. Both halves of the ladders must be placed one on top of the other for them to be usable. Aw, crap baskets. And the doors that you walk through must be facing each other for you to walk through them. Okay, homie, if you mess up on a puzzle because you forgot how doors work, that's just on you. That's just a few of the rules, and it gets increasingly more complicated as it goes. Oftentimes what ends up happening is that you will reach a certain part where you can't progress until you collect all the certain tools to open or power certain doors. While the transportation parts don't exactly have the hardest puzzles, the fact that you have to manually enter the numbers makes it feel like you're in control and that it is your actions that are guiding you through this world. I don't want to get that much into the puzzles, as a lot of the game is just that, solving the puzzles, so spoiling all the creative twists they add to the game would be a disservice to Skookum. But since I want to show you how cool it gets, I will talk about one specific section. In the city section, they add a twist to the traversal by allowing you to pass through signs. What I mean is that certain signs will have kind of like a little empty doorway. Think of the doorway as something that allows you to enter other signs without them having to be connected. It may sound like it breaks the game and takes away all the challenge, but keep in mind that these things are usually a one-way trip. If you can't figure out a way to loop back around, you have to put a lot of thought into making sure that the sign that you drop to is the one that can't be accessed any other way. You may find yourself stuck trying to solve how two other signs are supposed to be connected, only to realize that you were supposed to drop into a completely separate sign, forcing you to kinda start over the whole mental process of solving the puzzle with a new beginning in mind. But even if you do have to start a puzzle all over, the puzzles never take too long to complete, and every once in a while you have a fun little platforming section to break up the monotony. And ladies and gentlemen, the final section of this game is absolutely crazy. I really want to talk about it, but even showing you the puzzles would spoil how cool the twist is in the very last section. And once you get to the end, you really feel like you accomplished something, and that you were part of a story that, although you can't quite put into words, did have a satisfying ending to it. Again, I can't say what it is because I really urge you to play through it yourself, but I do like the ending of the game. It's nothing mind-blowing, but it feels like a great send-off and it left me feeling emotionally fulfilled and, in a weird way, happy. It's like the exact opposite feeling of having a conversation with my cousin. The Pedestrian is a perfectly paced game that always made me want to keep going. Funnily enough, just to see where the next transition would lead me. Would it be somewhere next door? Would it be an elevator taking me to a different section? Or would it be a subway trip to a completely different area? The Pedestrian is a great game that I strongly recommend everyone give a try. It may feel like it goes on a bit too long at times, but it is gaming in its purest form, and serves as a testament that games can still be amazing experiences in a world full of annoying half-assed cash grabs. For God's sakes, it doesn't even have flavor text! The Pedestrian is a solid 8 out of 10 game that, if you have Game Pass or if you catch it on sale, is an absolute must-buy. I would rate it higher and tell you to buy it no matter what the price, but the fact that, due to their nature, puzzle games kind of lose a bit of their oomph once you've solved everything they have to offer. But despite that, I still recommend you give Skookum's The Pedestrian a try, as it really is art that all gamers should experience just once, just to bring you back to that time when gaming used to feel like an art form. And here's a cool little tidbit if you need a bit more convincing. It's actually possible to change how your character looks by finding cool hidden rooms throughout the levels. There's no achievement for it, and the ladders are a bit transparent, so they're hard to find unless you know they're there. But it is possible to beat the game wearing a top hat.
Sheesh, tell your girlfriend to stay home today. Ooh.
I obviously didn't do it myself and only found out about this as I was editing this video, but maybe I'll go back and give the game another shot just to say I did it. I hear there's a cool astronaut helmet too. Honestly, The Pedestrian is one of those games that is just full of cool little surprises. Skookum, you really outdid yourselves. So please, the next time you come across The Pedestrian, I strongly encourage you to give it a download and or a buy. You won't regret it. For more, admittedly less artistically well-made videos, please stay tuned to Oscar Does Things to find out whatever it is I do next. Take care, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and stay awesome.